Yo.
Yo. Sit live.
Did you say you're live?
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Cool. I'll get her kicked off. Thanks for doing this, and hopefully there'll be something good to talk about.
Yeah, hopefully. All right. Welcome in, everyone. Kit Nagy here for Nagy Nation. You heard Phil there earlier, just a second ago, but he is not going to be joining us. He has had a very, very busy weekend and is trying to make up some time there with his wife. So I'm going to be kicking this one off here, or he's going to kick it off for us, and I'm going to be calling it for you all as we're going to see the Chargers come to town here. Week 5, huge matchup between the best running offense in the NFL against the best passing offense in the NFL, number one each. And obviously they're both very, very good at what they do in those fronts. So we got to play a very good game here to the Browns if they want to win. You know, obviously when you can throw for 20 plus yards a pop and running that way is a lot harder to do. So the Browns are going to have to play some stiff defense here, and they're going to have to not blow coverages and keep everything in front of them. Whereas the offense has got to be kind of steady Eddie out there, keeping the head of the sticks and continuing to press their advantage in the run game, especially at the edges. So welcome in Rick, welcome in John, go Browns. And here momentarily, Phil's going to get us kicked off to get this one underway in this big AFC matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, Brian and Clowney. Actually, I expect Clowney probably will play. We know Miles is going to play. Brian certainly is going to play. That's what the report is here. Oh, hey, sorry about that. Appreciate it. Thank you. I was wondering. There we go. Now to the screen. Should be on the screen now, so should be ready for the sim mode and kickoff here. Appreciate it. Sorry for the delay there. Anyway, here we are with York on the ball and into the end zone for a touchback here. So, Herbert's going to get the ball first. There is his numbers so far in the young season. Actually, he's been a little bit better than that. Obviously, in the real world, he is a bit banged up with those ribs, but he's been pretty dynamic in spite of it. Out of the gun here is Herbert over the middle on the first throw of the ball game, and he's got his man for a quick pickup, and that's one of the things that Justin Herbert does is he gets the ball out very quickly. He is so good at getting the ball out of his hands quickly, reading that defense, taking what's given to him, and connecting downfield, which he does right there to Guyton for a first down. Out of the gun again, Eckler on the left hip, bringing a man in motion. He's going to fake that little pop pass and then hand it off to Eckler, who's going to be met by a swarm of defenders there in the middle. Nice run defense in the middle, good gap discipline. It brings up a 2nd and 10, and now over the middle again, and that one is going to be short. Short pickup of 5, 3rd and 5 here. A little tight bunch formation to the left. Yes, definitely have to step up. You're right, Rick, for sure. This defense has step up in a big way, and that big, wide open Williams right over the middle. Really, nobody there with him as he just kind of stood there in a huge look at that massive hole he was sitting in. And that will pick up a first down every time because it was well beyond the sticks, and then nobody really to contest it at all, as that felt like a bit of a blown zone for the linebackers as they probably got sucked up there a little bit, which I'm not sure why you'd be doing that against Herbert. And this non-rushing attack, they like to throw it to Eckler. They don't like to run it a lot. 2nd and 2 here, out of the gun. Little handoff to Austin Eckler, speaking of the run game, and he is met short of the line, just 1 yard pickup. A nice little solo tackle in there to keep him short, 3rd and 1. Now back to pass, quick drop, and he's searching. He's got a man wide open again. And the Chargers keep their drive alive here after that pickup. Welcome in, Mason. Yes, Keenan Allen being out is huge for the Browns. Absolutely, he is their third down dynamo. He is quite good at picking up third down, one of the best in the business at picking up third downs. But not in the game. Certainly a boon for the Browns defense, meaning that they're going to have to rely, the Chargers, that is, more on Everett, the tight end, and on Williams. 2nd and 6. Those are the ones I expect to pick up some of that slack. Now, throwing out to the outside, that's going to be picked. Jumping the route is Grant Delpit. He might go to the 50. Oh, he slows down, though, to the 40. He's caught from behind by Guyton, but that was an incredible pick as he just jumped right in front of the would-be receiver and just picked that one right off. What a play there as he was just stretching the field. You see him coming way across and jumping right in front of the route. What a play there, as that was a huge turnover to start this one, as they were just driving very quickly downfield, but Delpit with an incredible heads-up play, just sideline to sideline to take that one away, and Herbert just didn't see him coming. Yeah, Mason, for sure. We definitely want him to be better in the fourth. That's a mentality thing, I think. I don't think that's on Woods. That's mentality of the players. They've got to have a better fourth quarter mentality. They've got to be better in the fourth. 1st and 10, little handoff to Hunt to the outside with the first touch of the ball game. He's going to break through some tackles and then continue down inside the 20. What a run there for Kareem Hunt. Yeah, I agree. I don't think Delpit would have fatigued like that. He'd have been gone if that were real life for Delpit. That's something Madden, I think, over-exaggerates a bit, is defenders getting tired at running the ball back. I don't think that, these are pro athletes. These guys can run 100-yard dashes pretty effectively without tiring. So there, and then inside handoff there to Kareem Hunt, testing the inside of that line, only going to pick up 2, though. Hey, welcome in, Bauer Power. A little handoff to the inside, Nick Chubb this time, and he is going to be met by a pair of defenders, but not before he picks up a handful of yards, bringing up a 3rd and 4, keeping them on schedule. Now Brissett back to pass. He's got a man over the middle. That is Bell, and Bell's going to work his way down to the 2. The first pass and first reception of the ball game after the short field here for the Browns. Been relying strictly on the run game, but the first pass works nicely. You see a little bit of a rub route there between Peoples-Jones and Bell. Bell getting the better on the inside. Nice little throw from Brissett to pick that up. And then Bell works his way in to the 2-yard line. So here it is, 1st and goal from the 2. I formation for the Browns. Heavy personnel set. Their little fullback handoff to Hunt. And Hunt is going to be met very quickly there. The Chargers were not surprised with Hunt getting the ball in that spot, although we have seen that work very well for the Browns, that very thing in real life. Yes, Bauer, I agree. Chubb very well could run for 200 in this one, especially because he is super dynamic. He gets like 80% of his rush yards at the edges, and that's where the Chargers. Touchdown for the Browns! Peoples-Jones wide open, and Brissett just puts it right on him. Beautiful, but you're right. Speaking to that point there, Bauer, that's where the Chargers are really bad, is on edge contain, especially with Joey Bosa out. And that's where I expect the Browns to really feed in this one, especially Nick Chubb, who gets a huge chunk of his yardage is out there on the edge with those in that outside zone, that great, and then the pull game. Those guys are very, very good at blocking up front, especially on the edges, and that pin pull play in particular has been huge for us. So the Browns are going to take an early lead in this one, 7-0. After that big turnover from Delpit, the offense capitalizes on the short field, and all the momentum early in this one going to the Browns side. Hey, welcome in, Darnell. Go Browns. And I'm very glad, speaking of the Guardians, go Guards. That was an incredible game. What a finish, 15 innings at the bottom of the 15th. The walk-off homer was massive, especially with the way that the top of the 15th had finished with the runners on first and third, and those just huge strikeouts. They're just incredible. Back to back to close that one out, and then just what a finish. But really, I think we used all but one or two pitchers in our bullpen, as that one is going to be overthrown by Herbert, missing and bringing up a 3rd and 2 here, a rare miss for Herbert. But really the fact that the Browns, as Eckler fights for the first down, and it's going to be held short. Nice defense there to keep Eckler from the first down line, and Clowney with a huge tackle, 4th and 1. But the fact that we're not playing tomorrow now in Game 3 with all of those pitchers tired, and a break to Tuesday is going to be huge for the Guardians, coming away with that huge walk-off homer in the 15th, excuse me, which is just wild. Obviously as they mentioned already, a record in the postseason to have. I think the previous record was 13th inning, so for it to go 15 was just nuts. All right, 1st and 10 here, a little single back here for Nick Chubb. Tight ends to the left, a little boot for Brissett. He's searching, throwing out to the outside, and just tossing that one away. He didn't like what he saw downfield, so a 2nd and 10 here for Cleveland Browns on their second drive of the day. This one starting from the 34. Little handoff to Nick Chubb at the outside. He's going to test that defense there, but they're going to meet him up to the task that time. And no gain for Nick Chubb. 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, back to pass, Brissett. Pressure coming, he's going to throw, he's got a man down there, and it's going to be out of bounds. It looked like that was Cooper on the attempt, so the Browns are going to go 3 and out and forced to punt. And Bojorquez left foots this one downfield, down to the 10, and nicely covered there by M.J. Emerson. I gotta say, I love that color rush look. It is hard to see the numbers, so I apologize if I struggle with the numbers here. It's hard to see it on the sim with that color rush, but what a great look that is. It's so clean, so simple. I love that look. We'll throw it to the outside, wide open Williams for Herbert, and just a little out route there that worked nicely and to the sticks. So Williams is going to pick up a 1st down here for the Chargers. Yes, absolutely, I agree. Chubb is very much going to feast in this one. It's going to be a huge day for him. What up, Larry? Welcome in. 1st and 10 here. Eckler on the right hip of Herbert. He's going to hand it off to Eckler. Eckler's got a seam, and he's going to work his way for a pickup of 10. His 4th rush of the ball game, and that his first positive yardage run. He had previous to that maybe 1 or 0 yards. So that his best run of the day by far. So 1st and 10 here at the 34-yard line. They'll hand off to Eckler again. A little seam that he worked with, but nice flow to come down. Does JJ3 to pick up that tackle. That will be a pickup of 5 for Austin Eckler. 2nd and 5 now. From under center. Bringing a man in motion. We'll hand off to Eckler again. Really going to the ground game a lot here are the Chargers. And that one picks up another 5. So a 1st down here, as they have gone more so to the ground game in this drive, and it's worked for them. Now to the outside, and that's Guyton who makes that catch, a pickup of 3. Excuse me, Palmer on the catch. And then 2nd and 7 here. Pressure coming, and he unloads downfield. He had time, but nice defense there. M.J. Emerson in to knock that one away, as he thought for a second that Herbert was going to hit one long. 3rd and 7 here. Out of the gun, Herbert. Back to pass. 5-man coming. A little blitz from the outside. He's got a man coming out to the outside. That's Guyton, his tight end. Or excuse me, not Guyton. That's Everett, his tight end. Hey, 504, welcome in. And go Browns. All right, so a very efficient drive here for the Chargers as they're looking to make up for that turnover that turned into 7 for the Browns. Out of the gun, low snap, and it's going to be corralled and then handed off to Eckler, who is going to fight for getting back to the line of scrimmage and does no more. 2nd and 10. So out of the gun here, Austin Eckler on the left hip. Bring the man in motion, pop fakes the pop pass, a little handoff to Eckler again. It looks like they're setting up that pop pass, as that's the 2nd time they've given that look to then hand it off to Austin Eckler up the middle. 3rd and 7. 4-man rush. Over the middle, he's got a man wide open, and that's Austin Eckler on that little angle route. And that is going to be an easy pickup of a first down as the Browns defense continues to bend here. Let's see if they can hold him. And yes, B, welcome in. We do have Clowney in on this one. Our expectation is that he's likely to play in the game. So we do expect him to play in this one. I think both Miles, I think really our entire D-line will be back. So it should be Jordan Elliott, Taven Bryan, Clowney, and Myles Garrett to be your starting 4 is what we expect. So that's what we have here in the sim. 2nd and 5 after that pickup of 5. Speaking of Jordan Elliott, he was in there on that tackle. 4-man rush, back to pass over the middle. He's got a man, and that's going to pick up the first down, but held just out of the end zone was Guyton. Hey, Wendell, welcome in. All right, so at the quarter break, 7-0 ball game, but Chargers here right at the threatening, right at the 1-yard line. A little handoff to Austin Eckler. He's going to be met by a host of Browns, and that is going to be held him short. Actually, go back a yard from the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal, under center, I formation, and he's going to get met well in the backfield. Huge TFL as they just shot the gap. Taven Bryan involved in the tackle. Taki back there too. And that was a huge play. And Myles Garrett, really the focal piece of that. I missed him, but he was actually really what started that, as we saw in the replay. He got there first from his. They really had him lined up more towards the 5 technique, and he came in a big way. 3rd and goal now, out of the gun. Back to pass, and Myles Garrett's going to get him sacked! Back to the 12-yard line. Huge play. In the clutch, Myles Garrett gets him, and that's going to force him to take a field goal here, where it looked all for the world like they were going to get into the end zone. And that really was more of a coverage sack. Myles took a little while to get there after he finally beat his man on the outside, but really nice coverage there in the end zone to keep Herbert from being able to unload that to a receiver for a touchdown. Nice defense. Welcome in, Chris G. So the Chargers line up for that field goal from the 12. Kick is up. Little chip shot, and it is good. 7-3 ball game. And a nice bend, but do not break. As it was a very efficient drive all the way down to the 1-yard line. But then suddenly it went backwards for 3 plays straight. And that ended up resulting in merely a field goal, which at that stage in a drive that was quite that effective all the way down feels like a bit of a win. So Jacoby's going to come back out here with this offense, see what they can do in drive 3. 1st and 10. Out of the gun. Little handoff to Kareem Hunt, who's going to be met very quickly in the backfield there. And that was Khalil Mack meeting him there for a TFL. Really uncontested. Nobody outside of Wills to take care of Mack. And he came in very quickly and met Hunt right there in the backfield. And yes, Deshaun Watson is going to be back this next week. He is back in the building next week. Not playing, obviously, not allowed to practice yet, but he is allowed to be in team activities, like meetings as they're setting up a screen, but thrown short. That feels all too familiar from last week. That was very ugly. Felt like a bunch of Madden screens out there, and we just saw another one. Unfortunately, the Browns were doing it in real life, as Brissett throws this one away. So the Browns are going to go 3 and out again. 4th and 13 is going to bring out the punt unit. After that unfortunate screen that looked all too familiar. Yeah, punt down from Bajorquez to the 30 and brought out for about a pickup of 9, call it 10 to the 41. Yes, Rick, absolutely. Good to see Miles wrecking quarterbacks, not cars. That's what we want to see for him for sure. Just very, very happy to have him, survive that, let alone be okay enough to play 2 weeks out. Is a big, huge bomb downfield. Williams, what a catch! What a catch for him. That was a huge bomb down to the 9, as the defense caught kind of sleeping here in this zone, and Herbert, even though the pressure was coming, able to find Williams, and JJ kind of just slept on this, as you're going to see him. JJ3 just kind of slept on that, let Williams come up for a play. I don't think he saw the ball, though. So 1st and goal now from the 9, and we were just here. Defense had a win last time. Hopefully they'll keep them out again, as all too soon the Chargers are right back in scoring position, and Austin Eckler is going to take the ball all the way down to the 2 there. A little power I formation here in the goal line. And a flag. Looked like somebody jumped. And that is not going to help the Chargers, as now they will have to back it up to the 7 for this 2nd and goal. Out of the gun. Herbert's got it. Pressure coming. He's going to unload to the corner, but knocked away. Nice defense there. Newsome in there. I didn't see who it was that knocked it away, but it was a really nice PBU. 3rd and goal from the 7. Herbert spreading him out of the gun. Up in the pocket. He's going to run for it, and just short. Wow. What a tackle from the nuisance, keeping him out of the end zone. That's a big body Herbert's got. And Herbert can run it, but Newsome able to just keep him short. I mean, Herbert's like 6'5" and 230, 240, something like that. So that's not a small guy that he's tackling there short. And you can see, I don't know. Oh, man. I think we're very fortunate that was not ruled a touchdown. That looked like the ball actually crossed before his knee came across, but no review on that one. So they're going to settle for a field goal again. The most chip shot of chip shots, and making it a 7-6 ball game. Wow, what a turn of events that was, as again the coverage kept Herbert from finding a man in the end zone, and then he worked up in the pocket, but Newsome somehow able to keep him from scoring. Hey Earl, welcome in, and you too, Dion, welcome in. I don't agree with any of that, Mason or Dion. I think both of them are very much in good position and good standing. They're not in the hot seat as much as the media wants you to believe that, and or social media wants you to believe it. I don't think that's true, but maybe that's just my opinion. Now to run to the outside is Hunt. He's going to pick up 2 there. And it's the instability of coaching staff. So nice little run to the outside. Hunt again. And you see Cooper out there blocking for him. Now 29 yards on his 6 carries is Kareem Hunt. But it's the instability for the coaching staff. I mean, maybe you move on if you're really unhappy with his performance after the season is over. That's something that potentially they'll look at. But we'll see how the rest of this season goes. It's mid-season is certainly not the time to make coaching changes, and that is how you get yourselves in a 20-year run of instability and garbage football that is probably the most painful run of sports history in Cleveland, or really, most places. 3rd and 3 out of the gun is Brissett. Back to pass. Pressure coming. He's chased, but he's just going to unload that one outside, so it's going to bring a 4th and 3 and the punt unit back out. Yes, we probably should be, Dion. Probably should be 4-0, but I don't think that's on play calling for either offense or defense. A lot of communication errors on the defense, a lot of fourth quarter mentality stuff going on for the team at large, just being able to close out games, and that's, the fourth quarter is a mentality, and that's a big part of that's what the Browns are missing right now, is that killer instinct, how to close out games, and 80% of the NFL is a mental game, more so than any other level, because that's the difference between those that can get it done, because the talent level, the margins in the talents is almost non-existent. Yes, there are some that are just freaks of nature. Myles Garrett is a great example of that. But there really isn't that big of a gap in talent, like at other levels where suddenly the mental game is what makes the difference. So, we need that killer instinct, and we gotta be able to close out games. And I don't put that at play calling. I put that at, we've got to figure out a way to be more mentally sharp and execute in the fourth quarter as a team. And that's on our players to figure out the mental side of the game. We'll get there. They're building the talent. They're putting units together that have the ability to do it. And once they figure out how to play, that kind of killer instinct, 60 minutes of solid football, they'll get there. I have confidence they will. And the fact is, we're very much in it right now. The ball is out! And I'm not sure who picked that one up, but it does look like the Browns have it. Yep, ball is definitely out, punched out nicely. That was Warden who punches that one out. JOK right there meeting him as well. And the Browns have it, so here comes the Browns offense. And hopefully they're going to take advantage of yet another turnover, as that is the difference in this game in a short field. Again, due to the punched out ball of Austin Eckler. Little handoff to Hunt up the middle. He's going to work his way through some would-be tacklers and pick up 8, 2nd and 2. Hey, welcome in, John. Glad to have you. Now under center for 2nd and 2. Little handoff. That's Nick Chubb. He's going to meet the would-be tacklers and fight his way across the line, just like the real Nick Chubb. Love seeing that. That was a great little run, as he just refused to be taken down, even though he was met just short of the line, but he found himself 2 or 3 yards past the line by the time he was done. Now the handoff up the middle, that's Nick Chubb again, meeting the first would-be tackler, and about 4 or 5 more, just shedding all of them and picking up 9. Little handoff here, that's Hunt. He's got a slippery little move there in the middle, as he made a few guys miss all at once, and picking up a nice first down to Sear Adderley on the tackle to finally bring him down. Yeah, there is some truth to that, Dion. They are supposed to make communication easier, and maybe they need to simplify some things to make that work. And hopefully they'll figure some of that stuff out. But again, it's pretty early. The teams that start out hot are not necessarily the teams that end up in the playoffs or the teams that end up hot at the end of the season. And you really care about being hot at the right time as a team in any sport. You have to keep yourself in the with a good enough record to stay in it. But right now we are 2-2. We're very much in the thick of things right now with the way this season is going. And the jump ball is caught by the Chief, and Njoku gets himself into the touchdown. Wow, what a play for the Chief, as he is going to do the ballless Chief slam. That was incredible, as he just stretched it out to score this touchdown, and really did it after he just absolutely mossed the defender there. look at that effort to get himself into the end zone. I wasn't sure he was across. I thought he had him short, but then they showed the touchdown graphic, and sure enough, he had crossed the plane. We are going to get a booth review, though, so we're going to see where his knee goes down. His knee's down there. I can't tell with the goalpost right there. Can't tell where the ball was at the time. Not sure we got a great look at it. I might have looked away at the wrong time. Hey Kev, welcome on. Long time no see. So they're going to rule him short here. So 1st and goal. High formation. This time the fullback dive works as Kareem Hunt is in for the score. And that quick little fullback dive, so nasty when you got a guy like Kareem Hunt to run the ball. You're worried about Nick Chubb in the short yardage, but Kareem Hunt is just as dangerous. And when he's lined up at the fullback position, he's, 2 or 3 steps closer to scoring. And he's so quick to those holes. He's very dangerous from that position. It's very easy to discount him because he's just a fullback at that point, right? He's not going to get the ball. But sure enough, he does, and very quickly scoring a touchdown, especially running behind this line. Those guards are nasty, as is Posick. He's a big man. He can move guys out of the way, too. So very, very good push up front makes a fullback dive like that very effective when you've got a guy like Kareem Hunt to run it for you. So this one fielded at about the 2 and brought out only to the 20. Nice kick coverage there. Get a look at Mike Williams' season in the sim. 2 touchdowns on 28 receptions and over 300 yards. Nice start to his season in the sim. Back to pass, and oh wow! Tipped it to himself as Mike Williams on that little short crosser. I thought for sure he had dropped it, but somehow he maintains focus and catches it on a second effort and picks up 2. A lot of fireworks for not actually off of the helmet. He actually caught it off the helmet somehow. I don't know how the trajectory of the ball off the helmet ended up going with his motion. That was really odd. Very odd physics there. So that penalty flag is out for a false start. It's the Chargers. That'll back them up. 2nd and 13 now. Yes, sir. Love football season. Love being in the thick of it. It's great. So kind of in our preview mode here as we're trying to preview each week. And obviously the big matchup tomorrow morning, which or afternoon for all you East Coasters, morning for me. But definitely excited. It's this game I think has a lot of juice, especially after it was the highest scoring game of the season last year. I was at that game. An incredible game as Palmer picks up a nice first down there and a no huddle here for the Chargers, trying to get some points here before the close of half. Now back to pass off his back foot. He's got a man downfield and he catches it. That is tight end Everett. Wow, what a catch for him in double coverage. And Ward not able to come away with a PBU as it looked like he got his hand involved but couldn't knock it away from Everett. And Delpit right there as well. That was it was a crazy environment. A lot of fun there at SoFi last year. Certainly enjoyed it. I would have loved to see the win, but certainly rough when you obviously didn't have Clowney and you were down to second, third, and fourth string corners. I mean, it was rough on the injury front, especially on the defense. And this time, it appears we're going to go into this one 100%. So definitely like seeing that. 2nd and 1 now from the 4. Back to pass pressure is coming. Conley's going to get there. Met by Myles Garrett. Give them each half a sack. And yet another red zone sack for this defense, who has been so stingy here in the red zone, only giving up field goals so far to this very potent Chargers offense. 3rd and 10 now after that sack. Myles Garrett coming again. Picked up by Austin Eckler. Thrown out to the outside. That's Mike Williams again. But it is going to be short. I believe that's 4th down and a timeout taken. And so the defense holds again. 4th and 5 will bring out the field goal unit one more time, but they're going to fake, and he's going to be tackled, held short, no points. And the Browns are going to come away with a clean sheet on this drive as the fake is completely ineffective. Pressure got there before they could do anything with the ball, and the fake field goal does nothing. Trying to catch the Browns special teams napping, which has been effective, admittedly, so far in the Browns season. There's been a few times where Browns special teams has been suspect, and this time, no sir. 1st and 10 here for Brissett, 42 seconds left. Let's see if he's got something to answer. Downfield, he throws it to Cooper out on the outside. I believe that's the first time we've called his name in this ball game. We'd certainly like to have him be a bit more active, as he is such an important part of this offense. 2nd and 5. That really was a bad fake. They looked just out of sorts, really, as Brissett's going to kind of navigate his way through the pocket and then finally take off. Nice little run for him, but that is going to allow the clock to tick, as there's only one timeout left, and it looks like they're just going to content to kind of let this one run down a bit, as I think they might just settle to go into halftime with a 14-6 lead, especially coming away without having... actually, they are going to call a timeout, oddly, very late, but they called it. With 21 ticks left from the 29-yard line, and no timeouts now. Out of the gun. Kareem Hunt on the left hip, throwing downfield. He's got a man quickly to the outside. That's David Bell again, who fights for yardage, ends up going backwards. And that is going to take us to the halftime break. Yeah, Eckler is a great, especially if you're in a PPR league, Eckler is a great running back to have, as he is very, very active. They like to throw the ball to him more than they like passing or running him. He'll get, 60 to 80 yards at tops in most games in terms of running, maybe less, but he'll do. A lot of his damage is actually through the air on the short checkdowns and the safety valves throws, and then sometimes they'll actually scheme him into the pattern and hit him, like on a crosser or on a deep post or something. Sometimes even throw him out into the actual formation out on the outside. Now Hunt's taking the ball and going to be tackled forward here, as the Browns are going to start the second half with the ball. Hey George, welcome in. Go Browns. 2nd and 1 here. Single back in the backfield is Hunt. The ball goes to Hunt, and he is going to be just short of the line to gain. Quickly met there, as a nice shed of Teller's block allowed for that one to be held short of the line to gain. Yeah, Mason, no doubt. Oh, actually, they're going to give him the first down. I thought for sure he was short, but no, Hunt does get the first down. Now setting up a screen. Nick Chubb, and I think they're going to get an ineligible man downfield here on the Browns. No, roughing the passer. I stand corrected. I didn't see it, but looks like Jerry Tillery got in there and roughed Brissett, so Browns are going to tack on a bunch of extra yards to that screen pass. Now handoff out to the outside. That is Kareem Hunt trying to make the edge and fighting off some tacklers, but not able to quite get to the edge, but does pick up 5 in the process. Now a little strong I formation. Run off to the the left tackle there. Only picks up 1, 3rd and 4. We actually have seen a fair amount of that in this game so far, Dion. The last touchdown was scored in a formation with both of them on the field together in the backfield. In fact, Nick Chubb was the tailback as Kareem Hunt was the fullback, got the quick handoff and scored the touchdown. That's what put the Browns up 14-6. And yeah, so we've seen quite a bit of both of them in the backfield. We've also seen quite a bit of it in the Real Browns playbook this year. That's been consistently happening a lot this season, as DPJ is going to catch a nice ball over the middle and pick up a first down, as the Browns offense seems to be back to its productive ways here early in the second half, as that was an ugly duck of a throw from Brissett, but didn't really matter when DPJ had good position and nobody to contest him in that spot he had kind of settled into. Now 1st and 10. Back to pass, setting up another screen. He's got Nick Chubb, who carries a tackler with him, but no gain as he just gets back to the line of scrimmage. His second reception of the ball game. Throw over the middle. He's got Chief, who fights through a tackler, but that one is only going to net 2. 3rd and 8. Now out of the gun. Little off schedule here on the Browns. High snap. He's going to do a delayed handoff to Chubb, and the Chargers were not fooled on the delayed handoff there. You see him have to jump really high to get that snap. Now setting up for a Cade York field goal attempt. That one is up and it is good. So the Browns are going to take a 17-6 lead here after Cade York splits the uprights. Yeah, Mason, I didn't love the play calling there from Madden, and especially if you're going to run the ball, don't mess around with this nonsense delayed draw stuff like you're a passing team and are going to catch anybody by surprise running the ball. I mean, you are a run-first offense. Do not run draws like that's a surprise. Empty formation here for Herbert. 1st and 10, 4-man rush, pressure coming, he unloads. He's got a man downfield, but knocked away by Denzel Ward. Nice play by Ward to get his hand in there and keep that one from being completed because Herbert had put it right on the money. 2nd and 10. Now a little handoff on the inside to Eckler, who is going to be met very quickly. Clowney involved there. I didn't see who the other tackler was, but Clowney was right there. Taki, it says, who had come up from his linebacker position to make a nice play on Eckler. 3rd and 10, no gain. Yeah, I hear he's pretty good. Yes, Mason, he is very good. I obviously know you were being sarcastic, but a little nice throw to the outside, and really Guyton made a great play as he jumped over the defender as Herbert finds him out on the outside kind of late, and just a really nice reception there from Guyton. Jalen Guyton's had a pretty nice game. He's now 3 receptions on the ball game. 1st and 10, standing in the zone, or standing at the 50, is Herbert. Throws it to the outside for a 4-yard pickup, and that's Jalen Guyton again. Yeah, there have been a number of those, Mason. A lot of defenders in the area not able to make plays, and in double and triple coverage with a receiver kind of alone, unafraid, making nice contested catches. We've seen that from Williams. We've seen that from Guyton. We've seen that a couple spots. There's Guyton again out on the outside as he ran a little out route and then able to turn it upfield for some nice yardage as his nice day continues, as he has been very active so far in this drive. You can see there are 359 total yards here for the Chargers. Surprisingly, they've only got 6 points to show for it. Now throw it to the outside, and that one knocked away. What a defensive play that was. Nice PBU out on the outside, as Jalen Guyton was the intended receiver, but the ball never got there. And I didn't see who it was out on the outside. I'd assume MJ Emerson. Now, pressure coming, and that one is going to be thrown away before the sack could get home. Now emptying the backfield. Herbert back to pass. 5-man rush. Over the middle, he's got his tight end, Everett. but he's going to be just short as Ronnie Harrison got in there on the tackle. And a 4th and inches coming. And it'll be interesting to see what the Chargers choose to do here from the 19. The real Chargers are very much a go-for-it team. They go for it more so even than the Browns do. So if this were to happen in real life, I'd expect very much that they'd go for this. But instead, Madden is going to defy the odds of what the Chargers would really do, and are going to settle for a field goal to make it a 17-9 ball game on 4th and a few inches. Yeah, that's true, but they do. They're very, very good at the short throw, quick release, pickup of yardage in that what would be a short rushing attack. They're very good at getting the ball out quick and just getting a few yards. They're very good with Austin Eckler in that situation in particular. They like to use him in those spots. Although they also use Everett and a few other targets. A 1-yard pickup on 1st down brings up 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, bunch formation to his left. He's got the handoff to Kareem Hunt, who finds a little seam. And Hunt picks up all but a few inches. 3rd and inches here. Well, hand off to Nick Chubb. Why not? He's going to fight his way through 4 tacklers and pick up 4 more yards in spite of all of those tacklers. Yes, all of them are in. All of the defenders are in this game. So we've got Clowney playing, Miles is in, Brian is in, Jordan Elliott's in. So yeah, 100% strength on the defense. So all the starters. We'll hand off to Kareem Hunt, who is going to make a few yards there. Call it 4. That inside zone run. Speaking of the little option route, the little triple option route, that was interesting, as they had really Kareem Hunt to his right and Nick Chubb to his left, and they all kind of go on this triple. You see him right there. Hunt kind of mirroring on the inside, Chubb on the outside, triple option look. Interesting to see that at the NFL level. Not a normal play call, but interesting, especially with a Jacoby Brissett in the middle of that formation. I'd more expect something like that with a Watson, but effective. Picks up the 1st down. I'll hand off to just bullies a guy out of his way, but still tackled for a loss. 2nd and 13. Yes, Allen is out. Keenan Allen is out of the ball game, so it's all been Everett and Williams, Guyton, a little bit of Palmer. But yeah, the big plays have been to primarily those 3: the Everett, Williams, and Guyton. 2nd and 13. Back to passes. Brissett, pressure coming. He's thrown out to the outside. He's got his man. That's the Chief, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 5. Now quickly released Brissett. He's got his man, and the Chief again out along the sideline as he got his way down to the 18-yard line on that little play. Quick release to the Chief on that little quick out route here. You're going to see him on that out, just threw it right before he really was throwing it before he broke, knowing exactly where that was going to go. Nice little timing route from the Chief. Gets his head around as the ball is coming, and then just a beautiful, beautiful execution. That's all practice, folks. Be able to do that. Good chemistry there from Brissett and Chief to be able to come up with a nice game. And the fact that he was able to get the ball out so quickly is why he was able to turn the ball upfield for so many yards after the fact. 2nd and 8. Back to pass, pressure coming, picked up by the running back, and Chief again, touchdown Browns! Let's go! That was fun. What a play that was, as you're going to see the pressure come from the outside. Brissett just absolutely stalwart in the pocket, just feeling the pressure, but unfazed by it, hits his tight end over the middle. Chief goes in and does the Chief slam, this time with the ball. Gotta love it. So Cade York to convert to make this a 24-9 ball game. Nearly blocked, but he does get it up and good. 24-9 as the Browns are rolling in this one. 2:23 in the third quarter. And all of the momentum going the Browns' way. Little field sighting there on special teams. He was able to make that tackle at the 20. So Herbert out of the gun. We'll hand off to Austin Eckler. He's got a seam, and he's going to be tackled by a host of Browns. JJ3 Myles Garrett in on the tackle. Pick up a 5 for Austin Eckler, 2nd and 5. Back to pass, throw to the outside. Justin Herbert's got a man, and he did get his feet inbound. A first down for these Chargers. Now, single back from under center, bringing his backup tight end in motion. We'll hand off up the middle, Austin Eckler. And 5 yards on that carry. Now back to pass. 4-man rush. Pressure's coming through the block, but he gets it away and out of the tackle. Wow! Everett refused to go down. And I don't know how Herbert got rid of that or got it to Everett in the first place. That was incredible. I thought for sure he was going to be sacked as Austin Eckler fights for 6 yards there. A 2nd and 4 as we hit the end of the third quarter. And there's a look at the stats of the day. You would not, with that stat line, expect the scoreboard to reflect a 24-9 ball game with almost 400 yards for these Chargers, and the Browns, barely putting up 200. But at the same time, it's been the 2 turnovers with the short fields that have made all the difference. 3rd and 2 from under center. Back to pass. 4-man rush. All kinds of time for Herbert, and he's going to find him in, of course. And Palmer comes up with that reception for a first down. His 7th of the ball game. Trips formation to the right. A little delayed handoff, Austin Eckler, who is going to get through the line quickly, but then met by that second level JOK and on the tackle, 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6. 4-man rush, back to pass, pressure coming, Clowney almost got there, but unloading it to the back of the end zone and over everybody's head. That was dangerous as he had a man, but just too high is Herbert, 3rd and 6. 4-man rush. Over the middle, he's got Palmer, and Palmer does pick up a first down here to the 26. We'll take extended look at that as we have all the replays. 1st and 10, the empty backfield, 5-man rush as a linebacker blitz up the middle. MJ Emerson as makes the tackle nicely, coming up from his coverage on the short dump off. 2nd and 7, back to pass. Herbert's got a man coming wide open. That's Everett, and JJ3 makes the touchdown saving tackle at the 3-yard line. But this has been a part of the field that the Chargers have really struggled in here in the red zone, just not being able to find a way to punch it in so far in this game, having to settle so far for 3 field goals plus the 1 fake that ended up in a turnover and downs. This has not been their forte so far in this ball game. 1st and goal from the 3, little handoff. All the Browns are there, and Eckler goes backwards. 2nd and goal from the 5. Myles Garrett, as he was there with an absolute host. Look at that. Those Browns were 3 yards deep before the running back had the ball. Now 2nd and goal from the gun, from the 5. Trips to the left. Little handoff on the inside. Heckler is going to find a stiff defense there again. Only a pickup of 2. Now 3rd and goal from the 3 again. Back to pass out of the gun. Searching. He's got a man out the outside. Touchdown, Chargers. So they finally get it done, and Guyton is the man to finally find the end zone here for the Chargers, as Herbert found him out to the outside, and nobody there with Guyton to contest a nice throw from Herbert. So that'll make it a 24-16 ball game here, pending the extra point, which does go through. So 10:36 remaining in the ball game. 24-16 Browns at home. And certainly looking for a long, time-consuming drive here and a lot of running the ball. Just like Mason says, eat that clock, run the ball, and spread the love between Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Keep that ground game pounding. Nice little return here out to the 26-yard line. And that's where Jacoby Brissett's going to start out with the ball. From under center. Chubb the single back. He's got the snap. A little handoff up the middle. Nick Chubb, just like we asked for, and he's going to fight for a few yards there. Call it 3. 2nd and 7. Chubb again the single back under center. And a little jump. That's the last thing you want to have happen. Execution in the 4th quarter is so important here. And now backing up your offense. You had a positive play on 1st down. Ends up acting like a negative play on 1st down. 2nd and 12. Not where you want to be. So the Brissett out of the gun. They're going to hand it off to Kareem Hunt, who almost found the seam to break that one for more yardage and probably a 1st down. 3rd and 8 instead. And this is the 3rd and long you're trying to avoid. Back to pass. Brissett. Pressure coming. He's going to take a sack. Yuck. And that, Van Noy in on that sack. That's exactly what you were trying to avoid, and why that penalty is so crucial. Because it puts you in a position where you kind of have to call a pass play on that 3rd and 8. And the pressure gets home. And a 3 and out is anathema to this team in this position in the 4th down, trying to nurse to nurse a 24-16 lead. Nearly blocked is that kick, but he does get it away. Does Bajorquez down to the 32 and he carried out to the 33-yard line. Nice kick coverage there. And Herbert's going to start from his own 33. Out of the gun, Herbert, handoff up the middle. Eckler, who's going to be met by a few Browns and quickly tackled, only a pickup of 1. Trips to the right. Interesting to see them take it to the ground here in this position. 8:19 left in the ballgame. 4-man rush, throw to the outside. He's got a man, and that is Everett, the tight end, with the reception, and that's going to pick up a 1st down. His 8th reception of the ballgame, 126 yards for him, as the Chargers have been very, very good through the air, as you would expect. This is the number 1 passing offense in the NFL. 7:50 left in the game. Back to pass, 4-man rush, throw over the middle. He's got Williams, and Mike Williams is going to pick up 7. 2nd and 3. His 9th reception, 119 for him. Anybody that has him in fantasy would be very happy with those numbers, although obviously if you had him in fantasy, you'd want him to be in the end zone as well, which the Browns actually have done a pretty good job keeping these dangerous weapons out of the end zone so far. And that's why the scoreline is the way it is with the rushing, the yardage numbers the way they are. 3rd and 4 here for the Chargers. Out of the gun, Herbert, pressure coming. He's unloading over the middle. He does pick up the first down. And Guyton with that reception. Guyton has been quite the safety valve for Herbert in this one. Usually that's more of the Austin Eckler role, but in this game it's been Guyton. Jalen Guyton has been picking up a lot of those safety valve throws. Yeah, there was a lot of pretty bogus calls in that game, the one that was that should have been offensive pass interference that they called on A.J. Green to be defensive pass interference that really gave them the ball game. That one was one of the most egregious penalties of the season, in my opinion. Just absolutely, completely bogus. Throw to the outside, Guyton again, who's going to pick up another first down. So these Chargers are driving yet again, now inside the 23. And setting up for yet another effort here in the red zone, where this Browns defense has been so stingy so far in this game, giving up only the 1 touchdown. Hey, Terry, welcome in. I mean, the real Browns are very close to being 4-0 right now, too. Almost very close to being 4-0 as well in real life. So it's there have been moments of it that have been unrealistic, but there have been other moments of it that have been hyper-realistic. So I don't know. It's crazy how close these games can be. They come down to just a handful of plays. Ultimately, the vast majority of NFL games are that way. Now from the 8-yard line, 1st and goal. Chargers have been here a lot today. Can the Browns hold them again? They throw it out to Everett, who does catch the ball, but a bevy of defenders there to make a tackle. 2nd and goal, now from the 3. Under center is Herbert. Heavy personnel. Run out to the outside. Unusual Eckler kick. Oh! Did they score? No way. I thought he was short, but they say he got there. And the Chargers are going to score here on this one on an outside zone. And Austin Eckler, I think they caught the Browns a bit here unexpecting. I guess he did break the plane. I didn't think he did. He's kind of shielded from the other side on the original shot, but you can see where the ball was. It did look like he just barely broke the plane there. So the Chargers score on an Austin Eckler outside zone rush, and they're going to go for 2 here to try to tie up the ball game. Out of the gun. Little handoff again to Eckler! And he got it! 2-point converted as the Chargers go back-to-back run game. Wow! Browns defense just did not see that coming, especially out of the gun. I don't think they expected that at all on the 2-point conversion. Little inside zone look. Phillips unable to keep him out. And so, Chargers have tied it up. 3:54 left, and this is just what the Browns... need here. They've got to find a way to grind out all that clock and either take the win with a field goal or punch it in. But ideally with only 3 or less ticks, 3, 2, or 1 ticks left on the clock when they do so. Now handoff up the middle. They've got Kareem behind. He's going to fight for a tackler to the 2nd level and to the 1st down line. Nice run for him. And that's what you need to establish here in this. Just the punishing run game. Shove it down their throat. Prove to them that you're not gonna let them take this game easily. And fight for every yard as we're hopefully march right down the field, taking up all of the clock, and line up Cade York for a game-winning field goal or a touchdown as the clock expires. I strongly disagree with that, Mason. I think he's over-pursuing a bit right now, but he's making younger player mistakes. It's Nick Chubb with a nice little run up the middle as he bounces off tacklers. He's going to pick up 6 there. Phillips has flashed and can be very good. He needs consistency. That's the biggest thing for Phillips. I think he can be very, very good for this defense. He needs to be more consistent. He over-pursues at times, and Defenses catch him, or offenses catch him on on counters in particular. But if he can settle that down a bit, as Brissett's going to throw out to the outside, he's got Cooper, who's going to make a nice, very important appearance here to get us to the 2-minute warning. But a nice catch for Cooper out on the outside. Only his second of the ball game, but that one very important to keep the Browns very much in a good position on this drive with 2 minutes left, 1st and 10. But realistically, as Brissett throwing downfield, he's got a man knocked. Nearly picked off. And the tip drill, very fortunate for Brissett and the Browns that one was not intercepted and fell harmlessly to the turf. Out of the gun, back to pass. Now scrambling and going to take a sack is Brissett, 3rd and 20. And this is worst spot here as you are out of Cade York range here. Now way downfield goes Brissett, and that one should have been picked. I don't know why you're just airing it deep. You should be going for the sticks at 20, not going for the touchdown. And so the Browns are going to punt with 1:28 left. That is not what you were looking to do. But a beautiful punt from Bojorquez is going to roll inside to the 6. And so at least you're going to pin Herbert and the Chargers, way back. But man, trusting your defense with 1:20 and Herbert on the other side, even from the 6-yard line, this seems borderline disastrous, and unfortunately might bring out the shell shock for Browns fans. 1st and 10 from the 6, 1:22 in the ball game, out of his own end zone, throwing over the middle. He's got a man. Clock continues to run. 2nd and 2, 1:04 in the ball game. Out of the gun. Snap is back. Surveying the field, throwing out to the outside. He got a man again, and that's going to pick up a 1st down, but keeping it short and underneath so far is the Browns defense. And so what they've got to do on this drive, if they want to have any hope. 38 seconds left. And counting. Out of the gun, back to pass. Throwing out to the outside. He's got a man. He does go out of bounds. That is his tight end, Everett. And now the clock is going to stop with 31 ticks left. From the 33-yard line are the Chargers. Hopefully all the nerves are here in the sim and not in the real game. But, I mean, with the way the season has gone so far, it's been anything but. It's been all nerves. 1st and 10, out of the gun, back to pass, 4-man rush. Thrown out to the outside underneath. That's what you're looking for if you're the Browns defense. As a timeout is forced to be taken by the Chargers. 2nd and 2, 24 ticks left from the 41-yard line. 4-man rush. Throwing it underneath again, but he's up to the 50-yard line. That's Everett. Still working, comfortable working the underneath throws. They've still got one timeout left. 24 ticks left that Browns have got to hold here. Thrown over the middle. He's got a man. That's Williams. And that, sir, is unfortunately with 9 seconds and counting left. They're going to take their last timeout with 1 or 2 left on the clock and kick a very makeable field goal from the 30-yard line. That's going to be the line of scrimmage. Yuck. There's the timeout. A 47-yard attempt here. Ugh. With 2 ticks left, the Browns are going to try to ice the kicker. Yuck. Yuck. So the kick is up. And the kick is good. And the Browns are going to lose a heartbreaker here in the sim. Much to the chagrin of Nagy Nation and all of us Browns fans, as this feels way too familiar and very, very unfortunately realistic, as just the Browns let it get away from them in the 4th quarter. Really, that the inability to execute. We talked about some of the spots that the false start that really killed one drive and led to a 3-and-out. We talked about a number of spots where they just allowed things to happen. Defense, communication issues, allowing, they mostly keep things in front of him, but then occasionally just allowing that throw deep. And Herbert's one of the best in the business at doing that, so he did exactly that. So there we are. Chargers win it 27-24 in a heartbreaking fashion last second. Look at the stats here. We got 44-52 for 524 yards, 84% completion rate. Yikes. Eckler, 26 carries, 76 yards. Everett, 12, leading receiver for 164. The touchdown goes to Guyton. A look at the defensive stat. Leading tackler is Nasir Adderley, and then Tranquil. 1.5 sacks there for Mack, and the other one for Van Noy. Jacoby Brissett, 116.8 rating. Not very good for him, though, unfortunately, or not enough. Very good day on the run attack, as you would expect from the Browns. MJ Emerson, the leading tackler, with 14, as well as Grant Delpit. 1.5 sacks for Myles Garrett, half for Green and Clowney. 1 interception by Grant Delpit early in the ball game, with the 1 fumble recovery by this defense. So that's going to wrap it up for us. We appreciate all our subscribers and all of you in Nagy Nation. You guys have been great. If you feel like subscribing, we very much appreciate that, and the likes are appreciated as well. And well, this didn't go the way we wanted it to. Certainly not the game we were hoping for, and much too realistic in many fronts, as the Browns are going to slip in our sim to 2-3. But maybe we can get them to a 3-2 mark if the real Browns win, hopefully, and we'll get to force a win instead of having this ugly last-second loss on our record here in sim. So we'll have to count on the real Browns to get it done for us if that's the case. Anyway, if you'd like to join us on our Discord, we'd love to have you. Got a link to in the description of this video. You can chat all things Browns in between our sims, and we'll give you notifications when to expect the sims to come up. In fact, we'll have a live chat coming up for the game here tomorrow, so you can join us there on our Discord. Again, link is in the description of this or any of our videos, so we'd love to have you there. And then, of course, I will be bringing a Keys to the Game video at some point before the game goes live, either later today or tomorrow morning, so look for that. Anyway, you guys have been the best. We appreciate you all. We will, unfortunately, in this one, have to say go Chargers. But as always, go Browns!